What if the gap you feel between who you are right now and the reality you've been dreaming of isn't about time, hard work, or even worthiness, but about one decisive choice you've been quietly avoiding? Think about that. All the self-help books, affirmations, and meditations you've practiced may have unknowingly kept you walking a straight path when the quantum field doesn't move in straight lines. It doesn't follow time. It responds to states of being. That distance you sense isn't measured on a calendar, but in vibration. You're tuned to one frequency, and your desire is on another. That frustration you feel isn't proof you're far away, it's a signal that the shift you need is already within reach, waiting for a single moment of unwavering intention to collapse infinite possibilities into one reality. But hesitation is the mind's most sophisticated trap, designed to keep your dreams at a safe distance, unattainable future. By postponing the decision to fully embody your new reality, you send an ambiguous signal to the universe, a frequency of maybe, of one day, of when conditions are perfect, and the field, like a perfect and impersonal mirror, reflects that exact circumstance back to you. More waiting, more almost another horizon that recedes with every step you take. You have become a master at wishing, but a beginner at embodying. The energy of your soul yearns for full expression, but your programmed identity clings to the comfort of the known, even if that known is the very pain of dissatisfaction. This energetic procrastination is the true cause of the stagnation you experience, a self-imposed state of suspension that consumes your life force. You have visualized with a clarity that seemed real enough to touch. You have meditated for hours, feeling flashes of transcendent peace and limitless power. You have filled journals with powerful affirmations describing in meticulous detail the life you choose to create, feeling the emotion of already having it. And yet each morning you wake up in the same room within the same life structure, feeling that subtle, persistent emptiness of waiting. This gap between your inner vision and your outer experience is the source of a deep frustration and exhaustion that is not physical but existential. It's the weariness of being perpetually on the verge of a monumental change that for some cosmic or personal reason never fully materializes. I know this feeling of having your face pressed against the glass of a reality you can see but cannot enter is a type of silent agony that few can understand. This spiritual fatigue erodes your confidence and feeds a dangerous doubt that maybe you are the exception to the rule. Maybe manifestation works for others, but something in you is fundamentally broken or blocked. You start collecting techniques as if they were amulets, jumping from one method to another, searching for the missing puzzle piece, the secret key that will finally open the door. But with each new attempt that results in the same outcome, a layer of hopelessness solidifies in your energy field. This vicious cycle of intense hope followed by subtle disappointment creates a vibrational state of inconsistency. You are essentially with one foot on the accelerator of your new reality and the other on the brake of your doubt and your past history. The universe receives these two contradictory signals and in its impeccable logic delivers you a reality that perfectly reflects this internal division, an experience of simultaneous stagnation and movement which in practice means not going anywhere. Now, pay close attention because herein lies the paradigm shift that can alter your trajectory instantly. You have been taught by a culture based on classical physics to build a bridge to your future. This mindset implies that you are here and your desire is there on the other side of a river of time, effort, and trials. You need to gather the materials, work hard, build pillar by pillar, and maybe one day you will manage to cross to the other side. This metaphor, while inspiring to the logical mind, is a complete misconception at the quantum level of creation. It fundamentally reinforces the perception of separation, which is the root frequency of all lack. It places you in a state of seeking, of longing, of incompleteness. And that is the exact vibration that ensures your desire remains exactly where it is. In the future, always one step away. On the other side of the bridge, you never finish building. Quantum physics, the science of fundamental reality, does not build bridges. It reveals with a terrifying elegance that there is simply no river to cross. Your future self, the one living your dream reality, is not in a distant time or a separate place. It exists now as a vibrational potential within the unified field. Think of it like radio stations. All possible songs are being broadcast simultaneously at this very moment, filling the space where you are. Your current reality is simply the station your being is tuned to. The version of you that is abundant, healthy, and fulfilled is not on the other side of a bridge. It is right here, right now, vibrating at a different frequency. You don't need to build anything to get to it. You just need to change your own frequency. Change the channel. Transformation is not an act of construction, but an act of instantaneous resonance. Imagine for a moment that all possible versions of your life coexist like different films in an infinite library. Your consciousness is the projector and your energetic frequency is the film you choose to display on the screen of your three-dimensional reality. You have spent so much time trying to edit the film that is currently playing, fixing scenes, swapping characters, changing the scenery, an exhaustive and often futile effort. The secret is not to fix the current film. The secret is to stop the projector for a moment of absolute silence and choose deliberately and definitively a completely new film. Your Other version is not something you will become one day. It is an identity you can decide to embody in this exact moment. The change is not gradual. The decision is instantaneous. The collapse of all other timelines in favor of the one you choose is an event that occurs outside of time at the 0 point of now. In this video, I am not going to give you another step-by-step guide, another technique to add to your collection, another task for your mind. My purpose here is much more direct and fundamental. I'm going to guide you to the epicenter of your creative power, a place within your own consciousness, where linear time dissolves and pure potential resides. In this sacred space, you will be invited to make what I call the sovereign quantum decision. This is not a mental choice, a simple affirmation, or a passing wish. It is a decree from your entire being, an irrevocable cellular realignment that instantly tunes the totality of your energy to the frequency of the reality you choose. This is not about a process that starts tomorrow or after you feel ready. It is about a collapse of the wave function that happens now in this present moment with your permission and your command. This epicenter of power is not outside of you. It is the fertile vacuum of your own conscious presence. It is the silence between your thoughts, the stillness behind the noise of your mind. It is the 0 point where you cease to be the effect of circumstances and become the primary cause of your experience. In this field of infinite potential, there are no prerequisites. No need to heal anything more, no requirement to be perfect. There is only your pure consciousness and your ability to choose. By accessing this space, you bypass the limiting logic of the reptilian brain and the doubts of the ego. You operate from the level of the soul of essence, which knows that all realities are equally possible and accessible. The sovereign quantum decision is an act of reclaiming your fundamental nature as the observer who defines the observed reality, the artist who chooses the color with which to paint the canvas of space-time. So if you feel genuinely ready for this state, shift to abandon the identity of waiting and assume the mantle of your sovereignty. I invite you to do something simple yet profound. Take a deep, slow and deliberate breath, feeling the air fill your lungs as if it were the very substance of quantum potential. Feel the ground beneath your feet, the chair supporting you, the temperature of the air on your skin. Anchor yourself completely in this moment, not as a prelude to something that is going to happen, but as the event itself. Be fully here in body and consciousness. For this exact moment is not a passage to the future. It is the portal. It is the only point of access to the field where time and space bend to your will. Your focused presence is the key that turns in the ignition, the act that signals to the universe that you are ready to take the wheel of your evolutionary journey. By doing this, you have already begun the process. Your mindful and intentional attention has already started to alter the energy field around and within you. You are no longer just watching a video. You are actively participating in an energetic recalibration. Every word, every silence is designed to guide your consciousness away from the periphery of doubt and into the center of your unwavering certainty. What we are about to do together is not learn a theory but execute a shift in existential state. Consider this moment a sacred threshold. By choosing to remain present, by choosing to breathe with intention, you have already taken the first and most crucial step. You have communicated to the universe that the era of waiting has ended. Now, with this foundation established, let's permanently deactivate the mental program that has held you hostage to the future and activate the frequency of your realized present. Let us now dismantle the most subtle and powerful mechanism that keeps you imprisoned, the tyranny of when. You have been conditioned to believe that waiting is a virtue, a necessary preliminary to receiving what you desire. But in the lexicon of the quantum field, waiting is not a passive state. It is an active and incredibly precise command. When you inhabit the energy of waiting, you are in fact emitting a clear and constant frequency that declares to the universe, I am someone who waits. And the universe, in its infinite and impartial ability to correspond, responds to you perfectly, delivering more circumstances that require you to wait. Your waiting attracts more waiting. Your hope that something will change in the future is the vibrational anchor that ensures your desired reality remains exactly therein. The future perpetually out of reach. You have become a master in the art of wishing, sending out rockets of desire, without realizing that your own state of being is what prevents the launch pad from working. The energy of hope, while it may seem positive, can be an even more sophisticated trap. Hope in its most common form carries an undercurrent of doubt. It implies that the desired outcome is not here now and that you need an external force or a change in circumstances for it to materialize. It is a frequency that acknowledges absence. The universe does not operate based on what you want, what you hope for, or what you ardently wish for. It responds with mathematical and infallible precision to who you are, being moment by moment. Your energetic signature, the sum total of your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and bodily states, is the only command the field recognizes. Therefore, living in hope of a better future is paradoxically a decree to the quantum field that your present is not what you choose, thus solidifying your current experience as your recurring starting point, the loop from which you cannot escape. Think of your state of being as your current location on a cosmic GPS. The device can Only plot a route from where you are. If you are in Sao Paulo, but insist on telling the GPS you are in New York, it cannot calculate any viable route. It becomes paralyzed, unable to process your request because your data input contradicts the energetic reality of your starting point. Similarly, when you vibrate at the frequency of lack, of waiting, of need, this is your energetic. You are here, trying to manifest abundance from a state of lack is like trying to convince the GPS that your location is somewhere else. It is an exercise in futility. The only way to reach a new destination is to fully accept your current location, not with resignation, but with awareness so that you can then deliberately recalibrate your signal and begin to move from a point of power and truth. Reality functions like a perfect quantum mirror. It has no opinion, judgment, or preference. Its sole function is to accurately reflect the image you place before it. You cannot stand before a mirror with a sad expression and demand that it show you a smile before you smile. That would be absurd. You understand instinctively that you must be the source of the change you wish to see reflected. You must generate the smile on your own lips first, and then instantly and effortlessly the mirror will reflect it back. Your life works in exactly the same way. You cannot wait for the world to give you reasons to feel wealthy, loved, or at peace. You must generate the frequency of wealth, love, and peace within your own being, regardless of external conditions. And then watch as the mirror of reality reorganizes itself to reflect this new image you are emitting. Consider the majesty of a seed within a tiny oak. Seed already resides in its entirety. The complete potential of the magnificent tree. The seed does not wait to become a tree. It does not hope for conditions to be perfect to start acting like one. From the very first moment, all of its biological and energetic intelligence is operating from the final blueprint, the consummated result. It is the tree in a latent state, and every step of its growth is an unfolding of what it already is. In essence, you are that seed, the expanded version of you. Your dream reality is not something you need to acquire or build. It is a potential that already resides within your spiritual DNA. Your work is not to struggle to transform, but rather to surrender to the divine blueprint that you already are, allowing that version to unfold through you by aligning your beliefs and feelings with this pre-existing truth. All this energy of waiting, hoping, and seeking places you in a peculiar position. Stop for a moment and answer this question with visceral honesty. In what part of your life are you living in the movie trailer? Instead of being the protagonist in the main scene, you watch glimpses of the life you desire. The previews of abundance, love, passion, feeling the excitement for a brief moment, but then you return to your seat, to your reality as a spectator. You are awaiting the film's release, waiting for someone to tell you that now it's your turn. Perhaps it's in your career, where you perform tasks while dreaming of your true calling. Perhaps in your relationships, where you maintain a facade while yearning for an authentic connection. Being the protagonist isn't about having all the lines, but about knowing that the current scene depends on your energy and your decision. Now, notice the immediate relief that begins to arise in your nervous system as you simply contemplate the possibility of letting go of the burden of waiting. Feel the space that opens up inside you when you stop pushing the river, when you stop fighting the mirror, when you stop demanding that life give you permission to be who you already are. This tension you've been carrying, the subtle muscular contraction in your shoulders and jaw, can begin to relax. This relief is not just psychological. It is a real vibrational shift. It is your body telling you that you are aligning with a deeper, more liberating truth. You are moving out of survival mode, which is always focused on the future and what is lacking, and into creation mode, which can only exist in the expansive power of the present moment. This opening space is the fertile vacuum where the new reality can finally begin to take shape without the resistance of your old identity. 2. Make this release tangible. I invite you to a small ritual of consciousness. Close your eyes for a moment if it's safe to do so. Now bring to your mind the word when. Feel the energetic weight of this word. When I have more money. When I find the right person. When I feel better. Allow yourself to physically feel the weight of this word on your shoulders. Perhaps it feels like a heavy cloak, a pressure in your chest, or an anchor in your stomach. Really feel this density. This is the energy of waiting you have been carrying. The frequency that has been informing your reality day after day. Acknowledge it without judgment. Thank it for trying to protect you, for keeping you in familiar territory. Honor its presence as a teacher who has now fulfilled its role, showing you exactly what you are no longer. Now take a deep breath, and as you exhale, do so with a powerful intention. Imagine that with your exhale, the word when and all its energetic weight completely dissolves. See it disintegrating into the air, breaking into a million particles of light and returning to the field of pure potential. Feel the immediate physical relief in your shoulders. Feel the lightness filling the space where the pressure was. Do this one more time. Inhale deeply, gathering any remnant of this waiting energy. And as you exhale, release it with a sound, a sigh, an act of total surrender. You are at this moment actively clearing your field. You are declaring on a cellular level that you are no longer available for the Reality of waiting. You are emptying your energetic container so that it can be filled with the vibration of now. The only frequency where your new reality can exist. The feeling of relief and space you may be experiencing now is your true nature emerging. It is the frequency of your authentic being, free from the programming of time and lack. You have released the anchor. The ship is now free to sail. But where to and how? You might feel a mix of freedom and perhaps a hint of uncertainty. This is natural. You have spent so long in waiting mode that being mode can feel like a vast and unknown territory. The question that hangs in the air in this new space you've created is inevitable. So, how do we permanently shift from this state of waiting to a state of being? How do we transform this glimpse of freedom into our new default, stabilized reality? The answer lies not in a gradual process but in an active power that instantly redefines your entire energetic signature. This active power is your claim of authority over your own reality. It is the moment when you stop asking the universe for permission and start issuing a clear and unequivocal command from the center of your being. It is not a mechanically repeated affirmation but a total fusion of your consciousness with your choice. It is a state change as definitive as water turning into steam. A quantum event that alters your fundamental structure. In the next few moments, we will explore exactly what this act of power is, how to execute it, and why it is the key that collapses the illusory distance between you and everything you desire. Prepare to encounter the power of your own decision, not as a concept, but as a force of nature that resides within you, waiting to be unleashed. We now enter the heart of the transformation, the epicenter of your power from which all reality is shaped. The time has come to introduce and activate your ability to make a sovereign quantum decision. Forget everything you know about making decisions. The choices you make in your daily life are for the most part products of the logical mind based on analyses of pros and cons influenced by past fears and future projections. They are negotiations with reality. The sovereign quantum decision, however, is not a negotiation. It is a declaration. It does not originate in the mind, but reverberates from the core of your being, from your soul. It is a simultaneous and irrevocable alignment of every cell, every atom, and every thought with a single chosen timeline. It is not an act of thinking about a new reality, but rather a quantum collapse event where you completely merge with it, becoming its sole expression. This decision transcends logic because it operates in the domain of energy, which is the primary language of the universe. Your mind thinks in terms of how. How will I get the money? How will I meet this person? These are the questions of someone still building the bridge. The sovereign quantum decision, on the other hand, comes from a place of absolute Certainty that ignores the how because it knows that the decision itself is the mechanism that attracts and organizes the how. It is an act of total fusion between the observer and the observed. In the moment of the decision, you stop seeing yourself as someone who wants to be abundant and you become energetically abundance itself, observing the world. This unification is what informs the quantum field that the experiment is over. The choice has been made and the potential reality must now crystallize into physical form according to the new observer you have become. Imagine water being heated. At 97 degrees it's hot. At 98 degrees it's hotter. At 99 degrees it's very, very hot. All of these are changes in degree. But the substance remains water. However, when it reaches 100 degrees something miraculous happens. It doesn't just get hotter. It undergoes a fundamental state change. It transforms into steam. It becomes something qualitatively different with new properties, new freedoms and new behavior. The sovereign quantum decision is that final degree. It is not about trying harder, striving more or adding one more affirmation. It is about reaching an internal boiling point, a point of conviction so total and absolute that you inevitably go through a phase transition. You cease to be the person who is almost there and become the manifested expression of your new reality. The nature of this change is not gradual. It is instantaneous, like flipping a light switch. Think of a dark room. Darkness is not a thing in itself. It is simply the absence of light. You don't need to fight the darkness, analyze it, or try to remove it bit by bit. Such an effort would be exhausting and futile. All you need to do is flip the switch. The instant light floods the room, the darkness ceases to exist. It has no choice. Your old reality with its doubts, fears, and limitations is like that darkness. It only exists in the absence of the light of your convicted decision. The sovereign quantum decision is the act of flipping that switch. The moment you make it the light of your new consciousness and your new state of being fills your field, and the old reality simply no longer has an energetic environment in which it can survive. Consider this act as the signing of a cosmic and irrevocable contract. When you sign a legally binding document in your life, you are making a formal declaration of your intent. You are committing to a course of action and fully accepting the responsibilities and outcomes associated with it. The sovereign quantum decision is your energetic signature on a contract with your higher self. The signature is not made with ink, but with a pulse of feeling and knowing that emanates from your heart. It is your unconditional yes to the reality you choose. This act declares to the universe, the negotiation is over. The deliberation has ended. This is who I am. Now, From this moment on, all other timelines are null and void. It is a self-imposed point of no return, an act of such power and clarity that the entire universe realigns to honor your new decree. Making this decision implies a symbolic death, and that is why so many avoid it. To become the new version of yourself, the old identity, the one accustomed to struggle, waiting, and doubt must be allowed to die. You must be willing to let go of the stories you've told yourself, the excuses that kept you safe, and the complaints that secretly gave you a sense of identity. This death can seem terrifying to the ego, which fears annihilation. But it is not your essence that dies. It is only the limiting shell you have outgrown. It's like a caterpillar dissolving inside the chrysalis to become a butterfly. The process looks destructive from the inside, but it is the essential prerequisite for liberation and flight. You must love yourself enough to let go of the version of you that no longer serves you, creating the sacred space for your true magnificence to emerge. Now take a deep breath and allow yourself to contemplate the most important question you may have ever asked yourself. What is the one decision that, if made now in this very moment, with 100% unwavering conviction, would render all your other problems and concerns secondary or completely irrelevant? Don't think in terms of getting something. Think in terms of being someone. It's not I decide to have $1 million. It's I decide to be the embodiment of sovereign abundance and financial freedom. It's not I decide to find a partner. It's I decide to be the incarnation of radiant self-love and divine connection. Feel the difference. The first is an external pursuit. The second is an internal activation. What is the identity decision that once made solves all the other equations of your life as a natural consequence? Allow the answer to arise from your heart, not your head. Before sealing this decision, let's create a sacred space for it. Center your energy. Drop out of your mind and down into your body. Feel your breath flowing, a steady rhythm that anchors you in the power of now. Place your attention on your heart. Imagine a sphere of bright warm light in the center of your chest, your inner sun, the portal to your soul's intelligence. This is not a place of logic or doubt. It is your center of knowing, of certainty, and of creative power. It is from this space that your sovereign quantum decision will be issued. It is here that your energetic signature is forged. Breathe into this light, feeling it expand with each inhalation, clearing away any residue of hesitation or fear. You are now at the altar of your own being, ready to officiate the most important ceremony of your life, the coronation of your new identity. Now, gently place one or both hands over your heart. Feel the warmth of your skin, the physical contact, the connection to your body. Feel the subtle beat, the pulse of life within you. Take a deep breath and, as you exhale, declare silently or in a whisper from this space of power, I decide now. Feel the finality and power in those three words. It's not I would like to or I will try. It is I decide. Now. Now fill in the blank with the identity that arose from the previous question. I am and feel the energy of that new reality. I am unwavering. Financial security. I am vibrant health and vitality. I am whole love and acceptance. Don't just think the words. Feel their frequency. Let the sensation of what it's like to be that person flood every cell in your body like a wave of golden light. Remain in that feeling. Observe what happens in your body in this moment. As you make your sovereign decision, you may feel a subtle but unmistakable wave of power and calm filling your solar plexus just above your navel. This is the feeling of certainty. It is the absence of internal conflict. It is the energy of your entire system aligning in a single direction like a compass that has found its true north. It may manifest as warmth, a gentle hum, a sense of expansion, or simply a deep silent peace. This is your somatic feedback. Your body, your unconscious mind is confirming that it has received the new command. It is registering the new energetic signature as your default operating truth. Anchor this feeling. Memorize it. This is your new reference point. The feeling of being aligned with the power of your soul and with your new consummated reality. The decision was the lightning bolt, an instantaneous flash of clarity and power that tore through the sky of your old perception. An immense amount of potential energy was released and directed. The signal was sent to the quantum field with unquestionable force. But a lightning bolt needs a place to land to discharge its energy safely and effectively. Otherwise, its force dissipates without creating a lasting effect. You have made the decision. Your task now, equally crucial, is to become the lightning rod, the conductor that can receive, anchor, and integrate this new and powerful frequency into the density of the material world in your body, in your daily life. The decision is the quantum event. The anchoring is the process that allows that event to manifest in physical reality. Now we must become the lightning rod to anchor this energy into matter. Your sovereign quantum decision was the command. Now we begin the process of cellular anchoring. The crucial step that translates your energetic decree into the language of matter. Think of your body as the fertile soil where the seed of your new reality has been planted. The decision was the act of planting. But now the soil needs to be conditioned to nourish this seed and allow it to germinate and grow. Your body is the physical manifestation of your subconscious mind. Every belief, every memory and every unresolved emotion is stored in its tissues, in your posture, in your breathing pattern. For your new reality to become physically tangible, it cannot remain just a concept in your mind. It must be embodied, felt, and lived in every cell of your body, transforming it into a biological antenna that transmits 24 hours a day the frequency of your consummated choice. It is crucial that you abandon the notion of fake it till you make it. This philosophy, though well-intentioned, is flawed in its quantum premise. Faking implies a duality. It suggests that you are here, and your desired reality is there, and you need to play a role to deceive the universe or yourself. This act of faking carries the underlying vibration of I am, not this which nullifies your intention. The correct approach is feel it until you become it, or more accurately, feel it, because you already are it. The feeling is not an artifice. It is your access point to the vibrational truth of your new identity by deliberately generating the bodily sensation of your already manifested reality. You are not pretending. You are aligning with the version of you that already exists in the quantum field. You are practicing your new energetic signature until it becomes your default automatic state of being. Your body is the anchor that stabilizes your consciousness in three-dimensional reality, while your mind can travel to the past or future in the blink of an eye. Your body exists only and unequivocally in the present moment. That is why it is your most powerful manifestation tool. When you teach your body to feel the emotion of your new reality before it happens, it doesn't know the difference between the real and the imagined experience. 2. Your nervous system, the emotion is the event. By conditioning your body to live in this new emotional state, you turn it into a constant and coherent transmitter of that signal. This bodily transmission is a far more powerful command to the quantum field than a fleeting thought, as it informs reality that the change is already a consummated fact on a physical level in the here and now. Think of yourself as a finely crafted musical instrument like a cello. For years, perhaps decades, you have been played by the circumstances of your life, and your strings have been tuned to resonate with the frequencies of fear, doubt, or scarcity. Your sovereign quantum decision was the choice to play a new symphony, that of abundance, love, or wholeness. Now you must consciously recalibrate your instrument. You need to adjust each string, your posture, your muscle tone, your heart rate, your breathing rhythm, so that they vibrate in perfect harmony with the root note of your new reality. This is a process of somatic tuning where you listen to the music of your realized desire and adjust your body until it becomes the living, resonant expression of that melody. This is how you become the music instead of just hearing it from a distance. Let's use another metaphor. Imagine that the state of being of your new identity is an energetic garment, a robe woven with the fibers of confidence, peace, and joy. I invite you now in your imagination to put on this garment. Feel how it fits your body perfectly, as if it were tailor-made for your soul. What is its texture? Is it light as silk, solid as velvet, or shining like light itself? Feel the weight and presence of this energetic robe on your shoulders and around your body. Notice how upon wearing it, your posture naturally changes. Perhaps your back becomes straighter, your chin lifts subtly, your chest opens. This is not a fantasy. It is an exercise in embodiment. By wearing the frequency of your new reality, you teach your body how to carry itself and move in the world as the person you have decided to be. There is a visceral feeling that accompanies a consummated manifestation, similar to the smell of rain after a long arduous drought. This aroma, known as Petra, is an unmistakable sign of relief, renewal, and the promise of new life. It doesn't announce that the rain is coming. It confirms that it has already arrived and is nourishing the thirsty earth. The feeling of living from the end must be like this: a deep exhalation of your entire being, the release of a tension you didn't even know you were carrying. It is the serene peace that comes not from hope but from resolution. It is the calm that fills the space once occupied by anxious anticipation. Search for this feeling within you, the sense that the long drought has ended. It is the smell of your own inner rain, the fragrance of your new reality already present, nourishing the roots of your being. Now, let's bring this exploration to an even more practical and immediate level. Ask yourself this question and feel the answer in your body. If you were already this person you decided to be, how would you be breathing in this exact moment? Breathe that way now. The person who lives in sovereign abundance does not breathe with the shallow anxiety of scarcity. Their breath is deep, calm, expansive, coming from the diaphragm, as if they were inhaling the very fullness of life and exhaling a serene gratitude. The person who lives in vibrant health does not breathe with the contraction of pain or fear of illness. Their breath is free, rhythmic, and energizing. Find the breathing pattern of your new identity. Practice it now. Feel how this simple change in your breathing rhythm begins to alter your entire internal chemistry, sending a signal of safety and well-being to every cell. Continuing this somatic investigation, ask yourself, how would your body be feeling? Go beyond the breath and do an internal scan through the eyes of this new version of you. How would your shoulders feel? Free from the weight of the world and self-imposed responsibility, probably relaxed, dropped, open. How would your stomach and solar plexus feel? No longer tightened by anxiety and uncertainty. Perhaps warm, expansive, calm, and centered. How would your heart feel in your chest, no longer protected by walls of past disappointments, open, radiant, pulsing with a coherent rhythm of love and acceptance? Don't just imagine these sensations. Begin to actively generate them in your physiology. Now, deliberately relax your shoulders. Breathe into your solar plexus to release the tension. Place a slight smile on your lips to open your heart. Embody the physiology of your future self. Now the invitation is for a full immersion. For 1 whole minute, commit to living completely from this new consciousness. Breathe like this new version of you. If you can, stand up and walk as they would walk. Feel the way your feet touch the ground with a new sense of purpose and belonging. Look around the room, not through your old eyes, but through their eyes. How do they see the world? They don't look for evidence that their manifestation is on its way. They see a world that is already a reflection of their inner truth. Feel the world through their senses. Does the air seem to have a different quality? Do sounds seem sharper or more distant? You are recalibrating your perceptual apparatus. For 60 seconds, without apology and without reservation, the physical and sensory embodiment of your sovereign quantum decision. This is your rehearsal for the life that is now yours. As you emerge from this minute of immersion, just observe. Observe the subtle yet profound shift in the atmosphere within and around you. The external reality hasn't changed, but your perception of it has, because the observer has changed. You are no longer on the frequency of seeking, needing, or hoping. You are anchored in the frequency of being. Feel the deep peace that accompanies this resolution. It is the end of the inner war. It is the calm that settles in when you stop trying to get somewhere and realize you are already at the destination and always have been. This feeling of peace, of naturalness, of course it's this way, is the seal of your new reality. It is the confirmation that the anchoring was successful. Your vibrational home has a new address. You are no longer a visitor in your dream reality. You have become a permanent resident. You have felt it. The frequency has been altered. The signal has been transmitted. And the cellular anchoring has begun. Your hardest and most important part of the creative work is done. You have issued the cause from the realm of the non-physical. The universe has received your command, and the delivery of your manifestation in the physical world is now a mathematical inevitability. However, there is one last step, one final test of your mastery. The physical world operates with a certain delay, an echo between the sending of your signal and its full Materialization. There will be a period of integration. Now, the only thing to do, and the most crucial of all, is not to sabotage the delivery. You need to learn to hold steady in your new frequency while matter rearranges itself around you to match it without being shaken by the echoes of your past. Throughout our journey together, we have traveled from the recognition of an illusion to the epicenter of your creative power. First, we dismantled the architecture of your self-imposed prison, the belief that your fulfillment lies in a future when you understood on a deep level that waiting is not an ante-room to manifestation, but rather an active quantum command for stagnation. By releasing the weight of that word, you opened a space of pure potential in the present moment. The only place where true change can occur. This insight was not just a mental relief, but an energetic release that prepared you for the next step, reclaiming your authority as the primary cause of your life. You learned that the universe does not respond to your wishes, but to your vibrational identity, your state of being. Then in that newly discovered space of presence, you were guided to execute the most powerful act a conscious being is capable of, the sovereign quantum decision. You understood that this was not a fragile choice of the mind, but an irrevocable decree of the soul, an alignment of your entire being with a new truth. Like water reaching its boiling point and turning into steam, you activated a change of state, not just of degree. This was the moment of collapse where infinite possibilities were dissolved in favor of the one reality you declared as your own. This act of fusion between you, the observer, and your chosen reality, the observed, sent a coherent shock wave through the quantum field, a clear and unmistakable signal that a new universe with you at its center had been born in that instant. Finally, you learned that the decision, however powerful, requires an anchor to manifest in the density of the physical world. Through cellular anchoring, you began to teach your body the language of your new reality. You moved beyond fake it till you make it, and entered the domain of feel it, because you already are it. By calibrating your breath, your posture, and your internal sensations with the frequency of your consummated manifestation, you transformed your body from an archive of the past into a living antenna for your future present. You wore your new identity like a second skin, feeling its energetic texture and allowing it to inform your way of being in the world. This process of embodiment is what makes your new reality not just possible, but biologically inevitable. You became the lightning rod for the lightning of your own decision. The central idea that unites this entire journey is a seismic paradigm shift. You are not the effect of a random reality. You are the conscious and deliberate cause that generates it. You are not at the mercy of circumstances. Circumstances are awaiting your orders, which are issued not through words but through the frequency of your being. Your outer world is a relentless and perfect mirror of your inner state. For too long, you tried to clean the reflection, not realizing that the only way to change it was to transform yourself. With the sovereign quantum decision and cellular anchoring, you finally stepped away from the mirror, turned inward, and reshaped the source of all your experience. This is the essence of sovereignty, the unshakable knowledge that your point of power is not out there but in the silent center of your own being. Now it is crucial that you understand and normalize the challenges that may arise. Your old reality operated with a tremendous amount of energetic momentum. As it dissolves to make way for the new, it will send echoes through time and space. This might manifest as a sudden, overwhelming thought of doubt, the reappearance of a person or situation from your past, or a financial or health challenge that seems to directly contradict your new choice. This is what we can call the quantum echo. Understand that these are not signs that the process has failed. On the contrary, they are proof that the old structure is disintegrating. They are the demolition noises of your old self, making way for the new construction you have decreed. Each of these echoes is in fact a test of conviction and an opportunity to strengthen your new frequency. The universe in its infinite wisdom is asking you, are you sure? Is this really who you are now? Even in the face of this apparent contradiction, every time you are faced with one of these echoes and choose to respond not from your programmed past reaction, but from the calm and certainty of your new state of being, you anchor your new reality even more forcefully. You are demonstrating through your energetic response that your decision was not a passing whim but a permanent transformation of identity. Do not curse these tests. Bless them. They are the fire that turns the coal of your decision into the unbreakable hardness of the diamond of your new manifested reality. It is also necessary to have compassion and patience with the process of materialization. Your shift in the quantum field was indeed instantaneous. However, the three-dimensional physical world operates with a greater density, a certain inertia. Think of it like turning a large ocean liner. The captain can turn the helm instantly, your decision, but the ship's bow takes some time to respond and change its course in the ocean. There is a natural and necessary time lag as energy condenses into matter as people, opportunities, and resources move and reorganize to align with your new vibrational blueprint. This waiting period is not a sign of failure. It is a sacred time of gestation. Your only task during this period is to maintain faith and continue to nourish the seed with the frequency of your already realized desire. Your change was instantaneous. The decision was made and the signal was sealed in the quantum field. But as we've seen, the physical world operates with a slight and natural delay. It is in this interval, this space between your command and its full manifestation, that many aspiring creators waver and return to their old frequency. In my next video, I will guide you precisely through this critical period. I will show you how to stand firm and steady in your new frequency while matter, like a loyal servant, hurries to reorganize itself around you. We will explore the practical tools for navigating the quantum echoes, for calming the logical mind when it panics, and for transforming the gestation period from a test of anxiety into a celebration of confident anticipation. In our next conversation, we will dive deep into how to stabilize your new reality so that it becomes your new normal and not just a peak experience. We will address how to handle the dissonance of seeing the old world for a while when you know you are the new one. I will teach daily embodiment practices that make your new state of being as natural as breathing, ensuring you are not pulled back by the gravitational force of old habits and collective beliefs. If you are serious about maintaining and solidifying the monumental change you initiated today, this next step is not just recommended. It is essential. It is the instruction manual for the crucial first days of your new life, ensuring your rebirth is permanent and graceful. But for now, your only job is to seal what you have done here today with a vow of commitment. This is not a call to subscribe or click on something. It is an invitation to a sacred and silent act. Place your hand on your heart again and make a pact with your soul. Promise yourself that you will honor the decision you have made. Promise that you will remember the feeling of your consummated reality and use it as your compass. Promise that when the echoes of the past arise, you will breathe, remember who you are now, and respond from this new place of power. This is your commitment not to abandon yourself on the threshold of your own greatness. It is your vow to remain loyal to the vision you have been granted, regardless of the shadows that dance before the dawn. The quantum leap is not something you achieve. It is someone you decide to be. Today you decided, the universe heard. The change has already happened in the only place that matters inside of you. Your job is no longer to make it happen, but to prepare to receive what is already yours by divine decree. Let go of the need to control the how and the when. Simply inhabit your new state of being with the peace and certainty of one who has already arrived at the destination. Rest in that knowledge. Live from that truth. The old bridge has been burned. The other shore has come to you. Your search is over. Your embodiment has just begun. Welcome to your new reality. Welcome home.